President Trump has his eyes on the murder capital of the world, as he calls it, aka Chicago, after a violent-filled Labor Day weekend.
We know before anything has happened here that the Trump plan is to use any excuse to deploy armed military personnel to Chicago. If someone flings a sandwich at an ICE agent, Trump will try and go on TV and declare an emergency in Chicago. I'm imploring everyone, if and when that happens, do not take the bait.
So according to the president on Truth Social, over the holiday weekend, 54 people were shot and 8 people were killed in Chicago. He wrote, quote, "Chicago is the worst and most dangerous city in the world by far," and said he would solve the crime problem quickly like he did in D.C., which means sending the National Guard. He was serious about resolving the crime epidemic quickly, saying this on Tuesday.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when, we're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now.
But there may be some obstacles here. On Labor Day, thousands protested in Chicago against the threat of National Guard and ICE deployments. Part of the protests were actually led by Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, who even signed an executive order to stop the city from cooperating with federal forces.
This sweeping executive order directs our Department of Law to pursue any and every legal mechanism to hold this administration accountable for violating the rights of Chicagoans. This order affirms that the Chicago Police Department will not collaborate with military personnel on police patrols or civil immigration enforcement. We will not have our police officers, who are working hard every single day to drive down crime, deputized to do traffic stops and checkpoints for the president. This order affirms the CPD officers will be directed to wear CPD uniforms and refrain from wearing masks so that residents can clearly distinguish them from federal agents.
He also highlighted a 21.6% decline in overall violent crime and a 32.3% drop in homicides this year, according to the Nonpartisan Council on Criminal Justice. Trump's been warning Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker to get a hold on the city's crime or else they'll be intervening federally.
I have some slob like Pritzker criticizing us before we even go there. I made the statement that next should be Chicago because, as you all know, Chicago's a killing field right now. And they don't acknowledge it.
And he reminded him again on Saturday that crime was once again running rampant. According to ABC News, less than 5 hours after Trump took to social media to slam Pritzker over how he's handling crime in Chicago, there was a mass shooting on the south side that left 7 people injured. Pritzker has previously responded to Trump's threats by saying what the city really needs is help from civilian law enforcement, like the ATF and FBI, not military intervention. He spoke on CBS's Face the Nation over the weekend after Trump's latest threat, posing questions of the legality of a federal intervention. He said, quote, "If they do, they'll be in court pretty quickly because that is illegal. Posse Comitatus does not allow U.S. troops into U.S. cities to do, to fight crime, to be involved in law enforcement. That's not their job." On Tuesday, a federal judge in Los Angeles ruled that President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth broke the law, specifically the Posse Comitatus Act, by sending thousands of federalized California National Guard members and Marines to back up federal agents during an immigration crackdown in LA, resulting in thousands protesting. But for now, the country is still waiting on Trump's decision to deploy to Chicago.